Hello everyone, my name is Agunda Bweni. I am a music producer. I run a label by the name Bweni Production. I also do artist management and so many things. I'm an entrepreneur. What else do I do? Help me to finish that.
You are a mentor. Did you say that?
Yes, I'm a mentor.
You're a husband. Did you say you're a husband?
I am a husband
How can you live
to
alone like that?
one beautiful female wife.
Female wife.
Yes. Yes. It's good to say a female wife because that is the
word has changed.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. My name is Evelyn Wanjiru Agunda Bweni. I am a born again Christian. I love God. I am a wife. I am a music director. I am a musician. I'm a worshiper. I'm a fashion designer. I'm a mentor. I inspire people. I'm a wife. What else am I?
Yeah.
I'm everything to you.
Yes.
April 7th, it will be our 7th year in marriage. Yes.
I just moved from Nairobi.
Thank you.
Been transferred to Nakuru for a job. So while there, I was looking for a church where I could be worshiping on Sundays. So I tried the first one, the second, and then this third one. When I went there, I found her. She was the one leading praise and worship. So first I was struck and the way she was singing, and then when I look at her, I loved her.
Wait. So you did not love me first, you loved my voice.
Anything you feel like I loved the fact that I loved.
Wow. Okay. So this is how my story goes. When I saw him coming in church, I got struck by this cute guy that has just come in church. You know, when you're there on the altar, you kind of know everybody. Every day you're there, every Sunday you're there leading the service. And so I saw this young man coming in, and I'd never seen this guy ever before. I know almost every guy. It's not that I date them or anything, but I just know them because we intermingle, and you know, we fellowship together. We are in the worship team, youth ministries and all that. But now I saw this guy and I was like, hey, who is this young cute man? And I felt I think it's love at first sight. Ama ndo sijui ndio crush, ama ndo naitangwaje manze, but my heart was just going very fast. I could not even sing. Serious, I'm betting this is a true story. I could not even sing. I was so stressed about, you know, seeing this guy. I don't know how is that love. Even the love inakuanga ini, it's beautiful, eh? So yeah.
The first thing that struck me was the voice, and then when I looked at her, I saw she's lovable. And then after that day, at just the first sight, I spoke to myself. I said, this will be my wife, just like that. And I didn't know if she was in a relationship or married, but I just convinced myself. And then something very interesting is that I also decided not to approach her the first day, and I stayed like for 8 months in that church without saying hi to her, without just looking, just doing my research, secret research. So at the same time speaking to my heart, because I didn't want to get into a relationship that I'll break, and I didn't want to waste her time also. So during that 8 months, it was mutual to her. She was also, I didn't know she had some soft spot for me. It was just mutual, but her, she couldn't like approach, you know, the way women fear to do that. It's good to approach if you love a man. There's nothing bad I tried.
This is what I used to do. Every time I'm given the microphone to lead the service, and I used to, and I saw him in church, I used to sing this. Somehow just fix this song, hata kama ijeko kwa song list na fix tu. Bwana Yesu nakupenda Yesu, and I would sing and get out of the altar and just come and sing Karibu na yeye kabisa, you know, because I don't know how to sing any love song to him. So I think somehow sijui kama alikuwa anajua gani I'm singing to him or something. Oh God, God is amazing. It's not that I don't love God. I love God. I love God. I am a gospel musician. But I think that way was a way of just telling this guy, man, see, ukijua venye nakufail. Lakini hata ani notice, you know, I didn't think he even noticed me. Manze, by that time, the reason why I'm saying that is because manze nilikuanga nime chapa. My friend, you should see my TBT. Chapa. This one, in fact, you should show. In fact, ukisikia nilipenda sauti alafu ndiye akaanza kuticha hati yake kule.
Copy my ride.
Copy your ride,
But then I took responsibility of making a woman out of her. So I could give her money to go.
Money to go and buy clothes.
At
salon every after at least 3
years. Willing heart, you know, actually out of a loving heart.
In fact, the first time he gave me money, so, I went and told my mom, hey, mwanaume amenipatia 1000 kushuka nywele. Mama yangu akaje? Tuganisha ndo tununue sukari kilo moja. Unachoma. Ati na nyingine ati ai 1000 shuka nywele yote nayo na ushukangi nywele. Because this time I came to church very late and I sat next to him, you know, and after 8 months.
Nimekanga tu hiyo church. Yes, niko tu hapa.
And I sat next to him and I could not believe I'm sitting next to this man that, you know, I am so crazily in love with. And the pastor says, just turn to your neighbor, tell them that God loves you. And you know what? This guy doesn't turn. Hani salimi. Hata angalivi. Ako tu hivi. Unaona venye amekaa hivi tu. Nakaa tu anaangalia mbele hivi pastor. My friend, nilikuwa nakufa. Cousin yangu was sitting next to me. And she's like, why? Ile nitaka kulengwa, my friend. So one day we bumped into each other at the church door. And he goes like, hi Eva. And I'm like, how did you even know my name? And he's like, nasikianga pasi akikuita hapo mbele to come and lead worship. And that's how I knew your name. My friend, my world came to a standstill. Shop. And
I asked her out.
That day, he just told me, one of these fine days, can I take you out for lunch? I had never been taken out for lunch.
I was convinced that she is the one. You see, that is that conviction. If you ask anyone that has married and that has waited and married, they will tell you there's always that conviction when you meet the right person. For me, I felt the peace. I was at peace, and I had the faith and very sure that wherever I approached her, she will say yes to me. So when we met at the church door, I asked for the date. So she said yes. For me, I was so excited to go for a date with her. So when we went that day, I did not wait to start telling her, or I just told her, you know me, I'm not looking just for a girlfriend. I want someone that I'm gonna marry on the first date. And no, she was not expecting that on the first date. Like, yeah. I was straight to the point. You see, I just looking for a girlfriend. I want someone that I'm gonna marry, and I think you're the one. So
I was like, I'm not ready for marriage, my friend. Hey, it's too early. It's true, yeah, I know my heart likes you, but you know, umekuja na marriage. Mimi nataka, you know.
So she told me the way she's saying she was not ready for that time, and I told her, by saying that I'm looking for a wife, that does not mean that I want to marry you tomorrow. How long do you want me to wait for you? She told me, actually told me 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
And I waited, and by the time 4 years elapsed, we didn't even notice, because we were seriously in love. Time just flew. We just realized it's 4 years, and we started planning our wedding.
during our dating period, I think my lowest moments was, I think most challenging, not even lowest. The challenging moment is just dating this guy that I love so much. And we had opened up a studio together, Bweni, Agunda, Bweni and Evelyn, and we had to work together every day. And seeing a guy that is you're really in love, and you're when you stay with somebody that you love too much, sometimes you might become vulnerable. And that was one of the most challenging time for us, just to be able to keep that purity between us, and and loving each other, and just telling ourselves that no, we have to keep on waiting. And another challenging moment for us, I think it is challenging or not challenging, I was in college and he was working, and he had to resign his job to become my music producer. And we did a song that became kinda, is it kinda a hit, or became a hit already? It's called Mazingira. And after Mazingira we did Waweza, and he didn't have money. We didn't have anything. Sometimes he just had like 10 shillings in his pocket, and we used to panda boda together, not motorbike, boda bicycle together at 20, and paying that 20 shillings was very hard for him. And sometimes when we are on top of that boda, some of Nakuru, Nakuru is a small town, we know almost, you can know almost everybody. And okay, your boda, someone was like, hata masalabu wanapandanga boda, because we didn't have anything. The house that he used to live in was just, a small house. The money that we had wasn't enough to cater for all of us, and it was very challenging for us. I used to feel so bad until I reached a point. I told God, hey God, manze, I took his trousers. I told God, I'm blessing his pockets. God, I don't want this guy that I love so much akosange pesa, and because he had decided to sacrifice his career for me, you have to come through for him, because he's very educated, and I feel it's unfair, being unable even to pay house rent. Sometimes the landlord comes and tells us, hey, my friends, mujue end month iko karibu na hata ijafika bado. By the way, it's like 2 or 3 weeks before the end month, and he will come and to prepare us. I
used to pay late.
Yeah, so it was very, very challenging. One of our highest moments is, for me, I liked it, is the fact that we've been working together for the longest time, and regardless of the challenges that we got, we kept on pressing on. I loved the fact that he believed in me, I believed in him, and that one made us grow stronger. And every time we achieved something, it was a blessing to us. Every time we saw our songs playing on TV, it was a blessing to us. I think that was one of the highest and highlights of it all. He used to be so excited. Umechezwa kwa TV. Tunachukua, sometimes hata unachelewa kwenda church so that you see itachezwa wapi. So I think,
just to cut you short, there's something we did. I think for us it was an act, can I say an act of faith or prophetic. We started a label and we named it after our names while we were still just a boyfriend and a girlfriend. When you just at early stage of relationship. Then we formed this company, Bweni. So Bweni, it's Agunda, Bweni and Evelyn. You get it? So people will ask, you guys, how are you gonna get married? And so the label started doing well before we got even married. You see, so people will come and say, hey, you guys, you are risk takers. So for me, that was a good lesson that other people can learn. Before you rush into a relationship, take your time, study yourself, study the person that you want to love, and if you're convinced that is the person you are meant for, go for it. Focus. Don't angalia kuna kando.
And I think most relationships right now, they don't dare, because I think right now the world has really changed. Girls are educated, men are educated. Sometimes they don't see a reason. Utaniambia nini? Ulinipata na gari, umenipata na nyumba. And it has become very, very hard in this generation for people to believe in marriage and to believe even in relationships that can dwell for a long time. And for us, I think he got me when I just finished high school, and I think I was very naive. I was very green. I wasn't sure what do I want with life. But I thank God I got a man that is very mature and knows what he wants in life, and he had to keep me in line. He had to, you have to go to college. Hata kama ndakuona after nikitokea job, enda college, ndakujia after college. He used to come and pick me from college. He has tamed me, and I think right now we are lacking that in this generation. We are lacking people, young people that can trust each other, young people that can believe that yes, this thing is working, yes, this relationship is working. It's become so hard, and trust has lacked amongst them, which they are scared of even getting married. Something just prompts in me every time I remember how my wedding was. I thank God that I did the wedding. I see nowadays people do weddings and I'm like, what? There are, things that we didn't have anything. He didn't have money. I think our wedding budget was 75,000, 50,000.
Before it was 350.
Or before it was 350, which we did not know.
Didn't even get to that.
It was 50,000 for food, because where we are coming from, the western parts of Kenya, people have to eat and eat very well. And I had sung in a friend's wedding, and she just told me, can you come and just grace my wedding? I said, I'll come. And when I went, she said, I'm gonna be a blessing to you because you've been a blessing to my wedding, in my wedding. And she said, when you get married, I'll make a gown for you. I said, okay. So the day came for the wedding, and she said, do you remember my promise? I'm gonna make a wedding gown for you, because hata sikuwa najenda tuwapi gown. And 10,000 was for the tents. We didn't have photographers, no videographers. A friend of ours just offered to hire a video for us. We looked for those ones wenye wanapiganga za nini, za mtaani, zile za matanga hivi. Unajua la baiskeli zinastikionga hivi kwa mnachukua na 100. Yes, so we looked for those guys, and they came. Yes. So that's I think we paid him, I think 1,000 or 2,000 shillings for the photos, which we didn't have. What else? Our wedding rings were 500 shillings from the streets. And yes.
But this not this one.
So afterwards, I'm just and we didn't even have a place to go for honeymoon. It was just, I'm talking about this because I know there is a young person that really wants to get married and they don't have hope. And there's somebody who has a lot of money and they're doing a wedding, millions. One, now tunafanya 3 million, 2 million, so we didn't have, I think our cousin just gave us a place to stay. And one day tunatoka kwenda kutembea. The following day actually. Tunatoka kwenda kutembea, and this one of the person that made our cake, she was just around the area. My friend, she was with her family. Tunatoka hivi ndio wao wanatokezea, and my husband is like, guy, najua saizi unataka utafaint ukiona mwenye nimeona, nikamza ni nani. So woi wale ndio wale, and then they are like, oh, kwani mjenda animo, you just want to die, and we don't have anything to tell them. It's just that we don't have money. we didn't have anything. But you know, that didn't make us not love each other, because we knew we are building our family, we are building a relationship, and we love each other regardless. Wedding is not what is binding us, you know. Our love is what is binding us, and you know, and our beliefs for each other, knowing that this is just the beginning of great things that God has ahead of us. Yeah. First years of marriage, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth year in marriage is quite tough for any married couple. It's beautiful. You're building a foundation that will sustain you till death do you guys part, because that's the vows that you make on the altar. And the first year, it's always tricky. There is love. The second year, you're now getting to know, oh, this guy anafanyanga hivi, huyu anangorotanga, huyu anachanga socks, huyu dem ako unkept, ni clumsy, you know, and they have to cope with that. Sometimes we argue so much in the house, because sometimes I can just leave things just like that, and it's like, please keep them. He's very neat. I want my things to be very neat, and me, I'll just come, and you know, and he has to teach me. I have to know that he doesn't like doing this. I have to know that ukimaliza kula chakula zikibaki kwa sufuria, toa, eka kwa tin, eka kwa fridge. He kept on reminding me that every time. I'm like, wacha zikae hapo tu, tutaweka nini? Sema, no, tomorrow, these are leftovers, you can still eat them tomorrow, you know. And I had to learn. It has never been easy. Up to now, I'm still learning. We've been married for 7 years now, and the first 5 years is very crucial and very, very sensitive for a marriage to be able to be sustained. And when a couple wakipita that level and they go to their 10th year, their 20th year, possibility of those people staying for the rest of their lives together, it's 80%.
People are coming with different habits. You're joining those habits together. She has her own, I have my own. I have to cope up with hers, she has to cope up with mine. So it's good to come up with, to start it on with an open mind. And for us, we started it on a friendly level. She had been my friend, and she's still my friend. So the way you receive your friend, it will matter how long you're gonna stay with that friend. So that was my beginning, my starting point, and that really helped us to walk all through ups and down, because there's always ups and down. If you know how to handle your friend when you're happy, you always handle that friend when you're in a conflict. You get it. So any young person that is aspiring to get married, what I will just tell them to get into it with an open mind, of knowing that they're joining a person that is coming from a different culture, different habits, different behavior, different background, and they're coming to stay together.
I will tell married couples that even those ones that are looking forward to get married, that one of the things that has kept us going, it's allowing God to be the third strand of our marriage. Every time you're making a rope, see, kamba inakuanga na 3 strands. So God is always the third strand on our marriage, in our marriage. That is one of the things that has kept us going, and praying together and learning to forgive each other. One of the major rule in this relationship is we should not allow the sun to go down before sorting out our issues. And I think that is one of the things that has kept us going. No matter how ugly it is, tunajaribingi tu, I can't sleep next to you when atuongeleshani. It doesn't feel, because nikisonga hivi nitakuguza tu somehow. So I feel just learning to say sorry, learning to forgive easily, and learning to talk. Many people in marriages and relationships, they don't talk. Why? Because there is a pride in any human being that makes them not to feel like talking. Why should I talk? Pride yangu ini allow. My ego as a man, why should I talk to her? She should be the one who should come and say sorry. And so that word sorry and just talking about the issues in a relationship makes that foundation in a marriage to be stronger. Yeah. Nimepata zote mbili. Yes.
Oh man. Yeah. Unajishusha na mimi nakusifu.
But najua kidogo lakini sio sana. Sasa na
umeniangusha.
Unajua ni picha gani? Yenye tumeweka bedroom, tumeandika first photo, umevaa shati ya red. Wongo baby. Sura niambianga sitaki kunja manguo.
Lazima ukikunja zinakunja poa.
I just want you to know that you mean so much in my life and I don't take you for granted. You are a rare gem. Rare gem. You know,
That one.
you are that one. You are a diamond. Why am I saying that you are a diamond in my life? That you've gone through a lot just to see me where I am today. You have walked with me through a journey that seemed to be very tough for me. Carried my burdens, took my pains, you know, and I am grateful that you chose me among all these women in the world, regardless of my weaknesses and my low self-esteem, thinking I'm not beautiful, and you made me feel worthy and valuable. I honor you, I cherish you. You do a lot in my life that sometimes I wonder if I am worthy of having you in my life. Thank you for being my producer of everything, of children and music. I honor you, I cherish you. And thank you for loving God, because I don't think if you wouldn't have loved God, you would have loved me. So I'm grateful that you are mine.
Of course, you know me. You know, I love you.
I know.
You don't have to use a rocket scientist, eh?
Rocket what?
As a rocket scientist to be told that it flows, and I thank God for that love that He's put in me for you. And as I usually say, you're my everything, where my love belongs and stays. And I usually tell you that no matter at times, even when you're away, no matter how far you are, just know our hearts are always entwined. We get it? You're always together, and this love will always be there for you, no matter what situation it is. I'll always love you. From morning to evening, from Sunday to Monday, from January to December, from December to April, and vice versa. Of course, our anniversary.
Yes.
James.
Thank you.
Yeah. Marriage, as people say, it works. Indeed, it works. It's just have to put it in your mind that it has to work, because everything starts with your mind. If you purpose in your mind that you're gonna complete successfully in your marriage until death do you apart, for sure, with the help of God and with that assurity from individuals, it works.
So I would say that marriage is a beautiful thing. It is something that has been ordained by God, and if you learn to understand your spouse and know their weaknesses and know how to deal with it, then I believe marriage will work. One of the things that I believe that keeps a marriage going is the fact that if you put God first in everything and allow him to be the third strand in your marriage, then it has to work, because marriage is a beautiful thing.